So I wanted to do a talent build to show the Azurite gear I'm running, item level I'm running, PvP talents and talents I'm running. So, of course, this is going to be a Guardian build, PvP build for arenas. It would be different from RBGs, just because RBGs you're going to be a flag carrier a lot and you want some defensive Azurite talents. Even in some matches, if I think their burst is going to be, like if we're going against a Ret Monk or a Demon Hunter Monk, when they put Karma, so their burst is going to be pretty heavy, I will wear heal gear just because I'm a hybrid and heal gear actually does make a big difference when I'm off healing. But talents wise, I am running Brambles to start it off. It's just the best way to do it. Also because Bar Skin, when you activate it, will do 571 natural damage to all enemies every 1 second. So that's the go-to, because you can use Bar Skin offensive and cool and defensive. The second one, Wild Charge, I don't see any point of running anything else, just because Bear Form Charge will root them for 4 seconds. Or 3 seconds in PvP, I believe, which is always nice when a melee is running after your healer, or you just need to root somebody. Or going into that into a bash, into a root, you can do so many CC runs with it. The only option here for me, I believe, is Resto Infinity, just because of the amount of off heals you can do. When Regrowth hits for 70, 80k, Swiftman hits for 80, 150k crits, there's no point running anything else. I have seen people run Typhoon here just as another interrupt. I don't. I run Mighty Bash. I rarely change that. A 5-second stun is always needed. And it's always good. It's good. It's good sometimes to charge the healer, root them. As soon as the root's done, bash them. As soon as the bash is done, reroot them, or whatever's going on. Whatever CC chain you can get going. With this comp, you really don't run too many CC chains, but it's always good sometimes. Level 75, I always go Galactic Guardian, just because it'll throw up a free Moonfire on a target, which is always nice, because Moonfire does fall off, and sometimes it's hard keeping up with all that. And also, your next Moonfire deals 300 increased direct damage. Now, Moonfire doesn't do too much damage. It only does 1636 arcane damage on the start, but with that 300, you can get a 10k crit, 12k crit, and it's just free stuff. This one I've seen people run a couple different ways. If you're flag carrying, I would not run this one. I would run one of the others, but for arenas, always run this, just because Bar Skin can be used as an offensive cooldown. And it's 33% less, so my bar skin is now 1 minute. Can't complain about that. Every 1 minute I get another offensive cooldown. Bottom, I don't see any choice other than Rend and Tear, just because you get 3 stacks of Thrash on someone. You're going to be doing 6% more damage to them with all of your abilities. It's the easiest, best to go, and I love it. That's probably my go-to. I've never changed that one either. PvP talents, Den Mother. Now, they did nerf this. It used to increase your health also by 15%, but it doesn't do that anymore. But since you will be stacking on their kill target, it's always good to give that person an extra 15% health. Sometimes all 3 of you are stacked near each other, or if you're going the same target, at least the other DPS is going to be within 15 yards. So someone is benefiting from that the entire match, which I like. I run Protector of the Pack. Again, with Den Mother, I believe it's just the best way, because I'll be stacking on their kill target, or stacking with my DPS, which is their kill target, on someone. So I will be stacking on whoever their kill target is. So that kill target will take 20% less damage, and it's disabled when I hit 35%. I rarely hit 35% unless I'm healing a lot out of form and they get a good stun on me and a hard switch. This one I've rotated back and forth, but I believe this one is the best one, and it's a Demoralizing Roar, which will demoralize all enemies within 10 yards, reducing their damage they do by 20% for 8 seconds. Now, if you've seen a common thing here, this one has a 15-yard range. This one has I believe it's a 10-yard range, 6-yard range, something like that. And this one has a 10-yard range. I believe these two are the same range. So the way my build is I have to stack on their kill target. When they burst, when they pop karma, when Unholy DK gets all his minions out, whatever it may be, demoralizing roar, demoralizing roar, to me is the best option. So for 16 seconds every minute, I can stop 20% of both DPS's damage. There's no point in changing that in my eyes. I run Relentlessness at the top just because the duration, I'm a tank, so I'm not really looking for a trinket to do a burst kill. So I run Relentless. It just works well. And it works well with Druid because we have a racial trait for stun. Now to the gear. I'm 469. My corruption is only 4. Well, it's 60, but with my 56 corruption resistance, it's at 4. So it just slows me every once in a while. The only corruption gear I'm running is this, which is the Echoing Void. Each time it builds, Echoing Void has a chance to collapse, dealing 1% of your health as shadow damage to all enemies every 1 second until no stacks remain. Now you might be asking, why are you running this over Mind Flay or Infinity Stars? Because I'm a tank. Right now my health is almost 900k. So if this thing stacks to 20, which I've seen it do in arenas before, that means for the next 20 seconds it's going to tick down, and everyone near me is going to take 9k DPS, damage per second. Every second they're going to take 9k damage, 9k damage, 9k damage. So over 20 seconds, that's 180k. If they're stacked and they're all taking that, it can melt them pretty quick. Trinkets wise, I'm just running this. It's just a good cooldown to stop some damage if they do switch me. If I'm out of form healing and I go back to bear form, I will hit this sometimes, just to help out the healer. I like this one just because it's more damage output and it's a minute 30 cooldown. So it's not that long of a cooldown. Plus it does 5 auto attack steal, almost 17k more damage, which is 85k total more damage every minute and 30 seconds. I'm running Deadly Navigation on my weapon. Now we'll get to the neck. The neck I'm running Conflict of Strife, of course, because versatility helps my damage and my healing. And it can stack up to 8 times. I'm running Sphere of Suppression. The reason I'm running this one, it's not really for the haste or the speed buff. I'm running this one just because every melee does some kind of AoE. Or they're going to switch to me when the Demon Hunter flies in the air, or when they can't get to the other 2 people, they're going to switch to me just to hit me. And melee attacks on me reduce their movement speed by 30%. It's basically my slow without having a slow. That's the one issue with Guardian that I've always seen, is I don't have a slow. I started running this one, and I'll tell you why. So every 5 seconds, my health will increase by 6k up to 10 times, so I'll get 60k more health. While at 10 stacks, which is going to be 50 seconds into the match, it stays at 10 stacks the rest of the game. I heal 3,800 every 5 seconds. Now, I've switched from... Which one did I switch from? I switched from this one, Strength of the Warden, to this because an extra 60k health means my Echoing Void is hitting for more as a DPS, and every 5 seconds, like you series gift, I'm getting a heal. So I actually like this one a lot. The effect is lost below 35% health. As a tank, you shouldn't be below 35% health. And of course, I have Crucible Flame in the middle. It's just an OP damage ability, and I've seen it hit for 70, 80k, which means the burn effect is for 60k, so you're doing 140k damage with an instant spell. You can't really beat that. Going over Azurite gear, this is for my DPS when I'm DPSing. And I don't think they got the best burst. I run Twisted Claws, Thrash, which increases my agility. I run Battlefield Focus, which is just basically to me another dot that's put on them. And of course, increased versatility, helps healing and damage. And then the bottom one, I'm running Switch Hitter. Just because when I do Swift Mend, which is going to be every 30 seconds in Arena, I get a 33k bubble on myself. It works well, and it's an extra. It's like it's a heal and a half. That's the way I look at it. Now this one, my shoulders, I run heals. Just because I know I'm going to be off healing. Off healing is part of my job. I'm a hybrid. If you want to play Guardian and you're not willing to off heal a lot, this is not going to work for you because you will off heal a lot. Sometimes you will out heal your healer and sometimes you'll out heal their healer. But I'm running regrowth heals for another 4,200 over its duration. Swiftman 17k over 9 seconds. It's basically a hot after I use Swiftman. Haste, always beneficial to healing and DPS. And then the damage greater than 10% doesn't hit me too often, but Reawakening, when you resurrect an ally with Rebirth, well, you're never going to use Rebirth in Arena. So I went with that one. Chest-wise, it's going back to damage. Moonfire is actually one of our biggest damaging spells, especially if you keep it up on all three at all times. So any more damage I can get per tick, I'm cool with. Here's another Twisted Claws that actually stacks. So I can get my agility up 1,000 if I get all 5 stacks in PvP, which is never bad. Increase your mastery by 103 and your leech by 52. I took this one just because mastery for Guardian increases your attack power and it increases your health, which goes back to Echoing Void, and the more health you have, the more damage that does. And at the bottom, just when you take damage, you heal for 9,500 and it occurs every 6 seconds, just to keep that up. But yeah, there's my trinkets. That's my gear. And that's basically what I run. If I think their burst is going to be pretty crazy, I will switch out to my hero gear, which is right here. Swiftman in both, regrowth in 1. You series gift ticks every 4 seconds now. And then of course, blessed, portent. I don't know if I'm saying this shit right, but it is also a little hot. And then your heals under 50% have additional, might heal for additional 9870, which is fine because most of mine have ticks on them, so that actually does tick pretty good. And yeah, that's my build, my spec, and you know my playstyle. So hopefully you enjoyed this quick build, and if you enjoyed, subscribe, and there'll be more videos to come. Thank you.